NSC Fan TV. I'm here with Duncan. Duncan and I were texting during the game, but it was mostly me texting Duncan. So I don't know what Duncan's got to say.
I'm sorry, I didn't get
That's
that.
okay. I think he blocked me after
I was too busy having fun.
Yeah, you were. That's exactly it. You were like clapping and like I'm present for the game instead of complaining to Scott.
Clappy tonight,
okay,
yes.
So happy clappy tonight. That's already we already know what the title is.
Much faster today, especially in the first half. Like everybody's moving around much faster. It was more two-touch football rather than three-touch football and looking up and going, where is everybody moving to? And that's when we got all the goals, and that was lovely stuff. And honestly, why don't we play that? If we can play like that, why don't we do that?
If we can play like that, why don't we do that?
It was almost like Gary got them together and said, you need to move faster, and hammered it into them, and then they did it. It was just like amazing. Even Lovitz wasn't terrible. So here's another question. I'll tell you what.
So in terms of the midfield play,
yes.
So that seems to be the sort of the place where you in the past complained about that.
That was still a little bit iffy for me because Sean Davis and McCarthy. Sean Davis kept standing on McCarthy. I thought.
It's again the problem with 2-6s. They were playing in each other's shoes.
Yeah, yes. And I thought, don't get me wrong, I thought McCarthy's touch was a bit off tonight. Like he wasn't like the McCarthy that we know, who can trap the ball and has like 10 seconds to look and go boof and play a ball. But I didn't think that was necessarily a bad thing because the defenders were sweeping up for him, kind of thing. And I quite like that. People were stepping into midfield and stepping out of midfield. And it was, and with Schaffelberg, he looks like a massive upgrade on Hackinson, right? He seems to be a similar type of player to me, but like he's cutting in off the left hand side. He's cutting off the left hand side.
Yes,
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
and he seems to have more game awareness than Hackinson does. Rather, Hackinson's more like head down, point me in the direction.
He's got the speed and the hustle of a Muil.
Yes,
but
he's got a better touch, a much better touch. Yeah.
So when I was talking with Madeline before, I was like, imagine Muil but with a touch.
Yes, exactly. But then Muil came on and he
showed some touch.
But he was exactly what you needed at that point in the game. Like I thought we managed the game quite well. It's so frustrating though, isn't it? Because we can play like that.
I know. So it's frustrating because we can play like that. So what throws us off, Duncan?
Oh God, it's just got to be attitude, isn't it? It's just got to be attitude. Like the players are the same. The players, basically we had one different player in tonight. But it's got to be the attitude and the way that today we didn't go, oh, we scored a goal, let's sit back. We actually scored a goal today and went, let's carry on doing exactly what we've been doing to score the goal.
So if they had Jesus Ferreira tonight, their strong nine, starter for the U.S. men's national team. If they had Jesus Ferreira tonight, would that have changed things?
Well, the thing is,
I know counterfactuals are crazy.
Is that important? Is that important?
Is it? I don't know.
Well, because we
were at full strength. We were at full strength tonight, but they were without.
You deal the hand you're dealt, right? You can't just make up stories and say maybe if this guy's on the pitch then everything would have been fine.
Well, I'm not asking whether or not they're playing with 12. I mean,
no, I know you're not. But what I'm kind of saying is, maybe he'd have scored a hat trick in the first half. I don't know, but I don't think so. Like we've got two really good central defenders who are actually playing like they were actually together today.
No.
Like they were actually looking at each other and seeing. Oh God. Sorry, the second half.
Let's talk about the second half. So there was 45 minutes of like amazing brilliance.
No, sorry,
not the second 45 minutes.
This made me really happy. The second half, like how compact we were in defence. Oh, it was beautiful. That's the speed in the first half and the compactness in the second half. When you're going, I'm what's the word? I'm protecting a lead. That was beautiful. In the past, the defence would drop off and the midfield would be over here and you'd have like 20 yards between. We weren't like that today. It was awesome.
Yeah, what was amazing was that our shield midfielders were actually in shield spots.
Yes.
That they were not actually running at the defense in the second half.
I actually thought Godoy came on and did quite a good job, trapping the ball and passing the ball to members of his own team. That's it. Honestly,
you and I disagree about that. That is an important thing. I don't think that Godoy is a problem in that regard.
No, but he came on. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He was never gonna carry the ball 20 yards.
It's not his job.
No. He just gets the ball. He passes it to a member of his own team. That's brilliant. And that's what you need when you're 3 goals up. You probably don't need that when you're 1 goal down. You need somebody to pick out a pass. But I felt like we were picking out passes when Schaffelberg was on. He was always available, man. He was making these runs that I was like, oh, fucking hell.
That was actually really canny.
Yeah.
I was doing the same.
Even when he didn't get the ball, he was making these runs. And it was fucking up their defence. And I don't think they had 1 shot on target, did they?
I would love to see that. I don't think that Willis was tested tonight. I don't think that Willis was tested tonight.
No. And I think that
this is not a knock on Joe. This is just about the fact that they shut him down.
Yeah. I'm not going to be humorous tonight. But Nashville's compactness in the second half when they're trying to hold down a lead, and still we had the ability, when we're so compact, to break forwards, which I thought was lovely. Mukhtar had chances in the second half, and he just couldn't get the hat trick, could he?
How badly did you want to see the hat tonight?
Oh God, yeah, that would have been lovely.
God, I would have thrown my hat onto the field.
Also,
I was ready to run up off the second deck and throw it.
Did you notice Sapong dropping off Mukhtar?
I did.
So Mukhtar was the most advanced.
He was the 9 tonight. Yeah. For the last 30 minutes, he played in the front.
That's right. Yeah.
Pass it to me.
And that kind of worked, which I was all down on.
I'm all down on that. That's the way to chase a goal with a team that's really out of sorts.
I do think though, if we replace Sapong with somebody who's slightly more dynamic, we'll have a fucking team, man. Don't you think?
I agree.
If you have Mukhtar and somebody who's equally as dynamic as him dropping off, and they're confusing the central defenders.
I think that we need 2 forwards so Mukhtar doesn't have to play forward.
Okay,
we need 2 of those. I'd be okay with 1.
I'd be slightly more dynamic than that. I would say I'd play let's say we got 2 number 10s, but they're both playing as number 9s kind of thing, and they're both dropping deep.
I'm okay with that.
So you're playing with a Yari Littman and a Johan Cruyff. There you go.
I wouldn't mind a Cruyff in the front.
Well, no, but you know what I mean. You know the kind of thing, though. So you've got 2. You're basically playing with 2 number 10s, but they can both burst forwards.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Because that's
different.
That's kind of what we tried to do tonight, I think.
Yeah.
With Sapong. Sapong's never going to be a dynamic player. But Sapong was dropping all the time.
Yeah, he was dropping off. Yeah.
And leaving Mukhtar as and that's a lot of responsibility for Mukhtar, sadly. Because he's 16 goals.
Too much.
16 goals now. What's everybody else got? 2.
Yeah, no. I think that again, we are. Every time I see Hani on the ground, we are 1 Hani Motar injury away from being
absolutely. Yeah, and So you're maybe 16 goals from the season if he gets injured. How do you make that up? Who's the player that's going to make that
up? 3 Luke Atkinsons. Just 13 guys on the field. Okay.
Anyway, I thought it was good tonight. I thought. Frustrating because if we can play that 1 time, we should be able to play that all the fucking
against Dallas.
Yes.
Against the number 3 team.
Yes.
Number 3 team in the West.
Yes.
Last question.
Yes.
Gary in, Gary out. Did Gary save his job?
I think no. You don't save your job on 1 match. You don't lose your match through one. You don't lose your job through 1 match. No, I'm still like I've always said. I'm not getting rid of a manager in the middle of the season. I'm getting rid of a manager at the end of the season. Let's see how he goes. I'm not going to be that knee-jerk. I'm not going to have a knee-jerk reaction. I know you like controversy. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not looking for controversy. I'm just looking for an opinion. NSC Fan TV with Duncan. Thank you, sir.
Cheers, mate.